All right, we are recording. And we are sharing. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Awesome. Okay. So let me pull this out of the way. All right, so thank you, Linda and Norman, for being here, as well as Gwen and Sarah and Ashley. I'm Jordan Turbin, the Impact Coordinator for Fund for the Arts, and I am joined today by the fabulous people I just mentioned. Ashley Cathy is going to speak more. She is a multidisciplinary social change artist, curator, and muralist, as well as the founder and CEO of Healing Walls Project. Ashley, do you want to add anything else to your intro? A little bit more about yourself?
No, you did a wonderful job.
Okay, thank you. But I also want to point out Sarah Lindgren is on this call, public administrator with Louisville Metro Government, and Gwen Kelly, who's going to be working with us as a project manager on ArtsHeal. So thank you both for joining in today as well. ArtsHeal is made possible by Fund for the Arts, Healing Arts Project, Louisville Metro Government, Outfront Media, the Center for Neighborhoods, Louisville Public Media, and the National Endowment for the Arts. So what is ArtsHeal? The goal of this project is to increase access to the arts in Greater Louisville by activating 2 public spaces with art installations and installing art on billboards along the Broadway corridor. This call or application is for images of work. It is not a commission for specific or new artwork. However, you may submit images of new or existing work. Submitted artwork must address the theme of healing through the arts. Selected images will be printed on vinyl material and installed on billboards of various rectangular sizes. Images may also be shown on digital billboards and inside TARC buses. Ashley, do you want to add anything to that?
That basically you want to make sure that you're choosing the right format and considering that your art might be altered based on the billboards. So for example, the billboards, typical billboards are like a rectangular shape. So if your art is square that you submit, then you need to think about possibly duplicating it or that we will alter it based on the size or the parameters of the billboard that's going on.
That's perfect. Thank you. And we are going to dive deep into the specifications, but thank you, Ashley, for pointing that out. So who may submit images for consideration? So artists, so individual artists can submit, or artist collectives or groups may submit, as long as they live and or work in Jefferson County. Priority will be given to BIPOC artists and BIPOC-led artist collectives or groups. And Ashley, if you want to elaborate any more here as well.
Yes, actually. So we wanted to amplify, BIPOC artists. And also because this is going to be on the Broadway corridor, it is definitely going towards the west. Typically, on billboards, you're seeing people, we're selling things, we're giving information, but putting art in these spaces is way impactful. You're going to be able to see it from really far away. And also this also opens up not only to BIPOC artists, but BIPOC artists that are possibly neurodiverse or differently able. So you can get your public art out there without having to physically do the work of installing your work. So you're just submitting a design that you've already done or something that you've been working on in your home, and we will then install it for you. So this is a great opportunity for people who have never done public art or have never, maybe done a mural or a sculpture to get their work out into the public.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ashley. Available funding for this project. So there is at least $3,500 total available for the whole project. However, each selected applicant, whether that's individual or collective or group, however you are applying, will receive $500 for the use of your or their images. That $500 is the full fee. So it's $500 no matter if one or multiple images are selected. So then here's where things get, here's all the nitty gritty of what to submit. So I'm going to go through like all of these, and then I'm going to see if Ashley has anything to add on here as well. So images submitted for consideration must meet the following specifications. It can be of any subject matter, but may not include nudity or profanity. You can include writing, poems, photography, photographs of your visual artwork, photographs of you dancing, get creative with that process, have fun with it. Each applicant may submit up to 10 images for consideration. But as I just mentioned, that one or more of the images may be installed, but that it's really kind of, we'll select one or multiple of them. So if you select 10, it's not a guarantee, we'll select all 10. Those images may be installed on static and or digital billboards. And then I think I forgot to put it in here, but I also mentioned there is also opportunity to include those in TARC buses. Submitted images may be of artwork in its entirety or a detail. Billboards are rectangular in shape, as Ashley mentioned, and are varying sizes. The stipend, again, is for only the use of the one image. And you may only submit images that you own and that you have access to for a high-res photo. There's a little bit more. Once selected, you'll be required to submit a 10th scale 750 to 1000 DPI version of the image for professional production and application. If you do not have the ability to submit a high-res photo, you can still submit images for consideration. Don't let that discourage you. If your images are selected, we will hire a photographer to take photos of your work, and we may crop images as necessary to fit billboard size specifications. The vinyl banner of the selected images will also contain space about ArtsHeal. So that was a lot of info. Ashley, what did I miss?
I think you covered everything, but I just wanted to add in a little, and this is being recorded, so like I'm speaking to the artists that are going to watch this. So I'm saying basically submit your work based on what you feel most proud of, and work that is speaking more to your narrative, and maybe something that speaks to our community, because in public art, you want to make sure not only that it speaks to the narrative of the artist, but also to the community. So that is definitely how we're going to go about looking through the art itself. But also I would say that with the image itself, the quality of the image, even say for example you're a digital artist, you want to make sure that you are creating the image in a higher resolution, because for example, if we want to change it and make it a higher one, it will be pixelated. So just think of those type of things, or if it's an older piece that you have access to that work, just in case it's not at a high resolution. Sometimes I've submitted artwork for reference that I don't have anymore, and if it's not at the resolution that we can use it, then we can't use it for the billboard, no matter how beautiful and impactful it is. But that's pretty much it.
Awesome, thank you, Ashley. And as those applications come in and we see the images, we'll reach out to, I'll see the images that have been submitted. And if I have any questions or concerns about it, I'll come back to you just immediately like, oh, well, that's pixelated. We'll talk to you about it to see about getting there. But those are all really great points. So we're going to walk through the application here in just a moment. However, I did want to go through like how there are multiple forms of applying. So how can you apply? So you can complete the Word template found on fundforthearts.org/ArtsHeal, and you can email it to grants@fundforthearts.org, or you can mail it or hand deliver it physically to the fund. Our address is 623 West Main Street. Just a note about that, if you are going to hand deliver or mail it in, we have to have it by July 30th. So it can't be postmarked by July 30th. I need to have it in the office on July 30th. Or you can complete the online form. If you don't have access to a computer to get either of those pieces, you can set up an appointment to use a computer at the fund to complete your application, or just contact me with the same information. I'm even open to printing it off and getting you a hard copy somehow. So just let's chat. If you can't get on the computer to do so, just contact me at grants@fundforthearts.org or give me a call at 502-882-8695. My number is up there for you to schedule an appointment for any of those pieces. But before we jump into the application process, I do want to go over the review criteria and review process. So all of the applications will be reviewed using the following criteria. The applicant must live and or work in Jefferson County. The images must meet the required specifications that we just discussed, and the images must demonstrate compatibility with the project objectives. The review committee consists of representatives from Healing Walls Project, Fund for the Arts, Center of Neighborhoods, and community stakeholders, and they will review all submitted applications. The timeline, the application is open now. You're already in applicant info session number 1. Something that this does not reflect, we are talking about adding a secondary info session, so that is not up on this timeline, but will be added to the website as soon as we get that nailed down. Applications are due on July 30th. The review will happen in early August, and then mid to late August, images will start being installed on billboards. So I'm going to pop out of the PowerPoint real quick. And I'm going to go over to our website to show you some of those application pieces I just talked about. You'd think that at this point in 2020, 2021, I'd be a little bit more smooth with these transitions. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, so the application. Again, it is fundforthearts.org/ArtsHeal, and you'll get this page. There is the descriptions, everything we just talked about, timeline. There's even a deeper call for images. Everything in there is something we have just talked about. This will also be where we will upload this recording, so you can go back and see it if you would like. And I'll even see if I can upload the PowerPoint as well, so you have all of the materials. This is where you'll find it. So to do the application, you'll recall there's 2 methods really, essentially. There is the Word document, and then there's the online application. They both cover the same information, of course. So I'm going to start with the online application. If you are starting it for the very first time, you want to click this Start Your Online Application Here link. So we're going to do that. I was already logged in, so let me see if I can show you. If you have never used our system before, I'm going to show you what that looks like before we go any further. Hopefully that captured it. Let's see, start your online application. Okay, so if you're not already logged in, you've never been here before, you're going to see this page first, the sign-in page. Again, if you have an account, you will log in. But I do want to show you, if you've never been, I clicked too many things. You're going to click New Applicant if you have never used our portal before. Just like setting up any kind of account, you're going to enter your email address, make sure you confirm it so it's the same thing, and then you'll set your password, confirm your password, and click Continue. And from there, you'll be able to get into the portal. So I have a portal, so give me just one moment to log in. It'll take you directly to the application. So the very first page, summary info, is everything we just talked about. It's what is this? What are the specifications? All of those good things we just talked about. A couple of navigation things if you've not used our application before. You can, at the bottom of every page, there's a save and finish or a next from which you can navigate onto the next page, or you can skip through these tabs. Each one, either next or flipping through the tabs will get you to the next thing. So applicant information, the first one you're going to enter your name if you're applying as an individual. So you'll just put, if Ashley Kathy is applying as herself, she would put Ashley Kathy. If you're applying as a team or collective, you would enter your team or collective name. And then just let us know which is which. Sometimes we don't know. A first and last name might sound like a team or a collective, so just let us know which it is. Enter your street address, city, state, zip code, and county. You'll notice every required field has a red asterisk to the left. Anything without that is optional. Then we ask who the primary contact is for this application. This is the person we're going to reach out to about everything. If we have any questions, concerns, whatever it may be, this is the person that we're going to reach out to. So put that best contact here. If you're a group, it might not be your executive director, it might be you completing the application. So whoever that person is, include their name, title, so we know who they are, email address, and phone number. Then we ask what your artistic discipline best describes you, and we ask you to select one. I'm going to point this out again when we walk through the Word document piece, but it'll only let you pick one here. So the website and social media, you are not required to have any or all of these. We just ask for what you do have. So don't feel like you need to go create any or all of these things. Just give us what you've got so we can check it out. And then we ask for a statement of interest, 250 words or less. Let us know, what does art mean to you and how does art heal? This is personal, this is to you. How do you respond to those two things? You'll notice there's a word count at the bottom, which is always nice. It keeps track for you. Then we ask for some demographic information, and this information is only used to award the ArtsHeal grant in a way that is equitable and reflective of the community. It is not shared publicly without your permission. It is kept confidential. We ask for your Louisville Metro District, race or ethnicity. If you are applying as a team or collective, we ask for the race or ethnicity of your team or collective leader. You can select all but apply. Then we have some optional box, optional. If you're applying as a team or collective, describe the race ethnicity of each additional individual team member. We also ask which following genders do you identify? Again, if you're applying as a team or collective, what is the gender of your team or collective leader? Select all that apply. If you prefer to self-describe, there's a self-describe box below. And then last, what communities do you or your team or collective members belong to? Selecting all that apply, again, with an option to self-describe. I want to point out, this is another navigational tool. When we started, I pointed out that next will take you to the next page. Unlike any other like documents, you don't have to click save every time. It is automatically remembering what you're doing. If you click the save and finish later, it's going to take you out completely, and you'll just have to navigate back in. It'll save your work, which is great. It'll be there when you come back, but just like save yourself that headache of getting knocked out and coming back in. So you only have to click save and finish later if you truly want to stop work at that moment to come back to later. So that is one of the nice things, is you don't have to complete this in one sitting. You can navigate away and come back as many times as you need to until July 30th when the application closes. So I'm just going to click next to go on to the next one. So then we ask for your images. Again, you can provide up to 10 images. You have to do one if you're applying. You have to include one, but you can do up to 10. Again, we're going to work through this on the Word document as well, just because this is one of those major areas where it looks different. If you're doing this online application, you're going to want to click this image list template. It will go wherever downloads go on your computer. You can still see this. It's opening. It gets a little slow when I'm doing many things. So what that template is, Miss Gwen, because you are on camera, will you give me a head nod if you can see this, or shake your head no? So you see the image, like a table here?
Yes, it's showing.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So you'll want to complete this for each image that you are submitting. So you're going to give us your title, the medium, a brief description, location, date of work, and commissioning entity. We'll need to know that for each image you upload. So you'll want to download this to your computer, complete it, save it, and then you will reload it back into the application using the choose file button. So I do want to make that clear. The image list has its own separate upload from your images. So you'll do the image list first, upload that there, and then there are slots for every image that you want to upload. Something to note logistically about that, to upload an image, you want to actually click choose file, and you're going to see all of the stuff I have on my computer. And you will actually, I don't know what this is. You're going to click on it, and you actually want to click open. And notice it still has not been uploaded. So there's an additional step of clicking upload. And now it's uploaded. So once you see that orange bar, it's up, it's ready to go. So that's, pretend I hit my image list, I uploaded, I'm only going to do one image, that's my image, and I'm moving on in the application.
Would it help people to save that with their name, or will it matter because it's all self-contained inside their
That's a great question. You can save it however you want. Let me double check real quick. So we do want them to be labeled. I don't have a specific way of doing that. Like if you want to do just your name, please do at least include your name or artist group so I know. But from that, it does all keep it together in one space. So if it doesn't get labeled, I can always add your artist name or group to that image. That's a great question, but I don't have any kind of format of like it has to read this way.
Jordan?
Yes.
I wanted to point out, if you could go back to the image list template.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so could we go through, because I don't want to assume that people know what these mean.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, could we give an example of what we would want them to be? So for, yeah.
Can you take that on?
Yes, I can. So if I was submitting a piece of work, I would put the title of my painting. The title of my painting is Black Woman. The medium would be oil paint. And brief description, words of less, 100 words or less, I would say, you know, the painting, this is an oil painting of a Black woman on canvas. And I'd give the size of the canvas. And you can include something else if you'd like, but the most important is like what the medium is, if what the material that it's being created on, and possibly the dimensions. So then we can know, you know, for photographing it, or if it's digital, this will let us know a little bit more about what you're submitting. The location. So this is going to be it. Do you have it? Do you own it? Is it somewhere else? Do you have access to it? And that's where I mentioned to make sure if you do not own the piece that you at least have access to it if you do not have a good quality photo. So for example, if it's a piece, I sold this Black woman piece, then you need to have access to the person in which has that piece so that you can have a photo taken of it if it is chosen. So just consider that when you're submitting, so you don't run into that and we just fall in love with something and we can't have it. The date of the work, that would be the date in which you created the work. And commissioning entity. So was this commissioned by a organization, a person? I'm guessing this is what you mean by this, and that's what I would have put there. And if it was not commissioned, if it's something that you just did, and no one has seen it yet, then we just say NA.
Perfect.
I just wanted to include that, because I think sometimes these are the ways that deter us from applying even these simple things of not knowing exactly what to put in these spaces.
Absolutely. That's perfect. Did anyone, before we move on, while we're still here, did anyone have questions about this piece? Okay, I'll move on, but you can always ask questions in the chat, or at the end, I'll ask for questions again. So thank you, Ashley. All right, so we've filled out the image list. Make sure, again, that was a separate file. So I would save it on my computer, and then I would use this upload function, choose file, find on the computer, and make sure it's that two-factor thing, right? Of once it's there, you have to physically click upload before it shows up, and then it'll look like image 1 here that shows you that it has actually been uploaded into the system. The last thing we ask for is we want to be able to provide this opportunity to as many artists as possible. So if there's someone that that you think would be a great fit for this, you're not sure whether or not they apply, whatever it is, feel free to enter their contact, their name, and their information here, and we will reach out to them directly. The last thing on the online portal is review my application. So another, I guess, one good thing about this is it'll let you know what you did not do. So I didn't do a whole lot. So it's right up in red, and I can go through and address everything that wasn't responded to. Last couple of important things about this particular platform is pretend I just went through and added everything it told me that I needed to add. I'll want to click update first. It'll update that information, and then the buttons will change and it'll say submit. You want to click submit, otherwise your application is not submitted. It exists on your end, but we will not have access to that until it is actually submitted. So that is the online portal. So I'm going to go back to thearts.org/ArtsHeal and pretend you want to do the Word application. You will click download Word application. Every computer is different. It will go to wherever your downloads are kept. Mine just happens to pop up at the bottom there. I apologize, it didn't dawn on me until Ashley asked if we could go back that I didn't make that any bigger for you. So I'm so sorry. That was teeny tiny. So the Word document says at the top, the application begins on page 3. So everything that's before that is just like in the web portal that we just looked at. It's all the summary information. So if you have any questions about like, is this something I can submit? You can go back through all of that information here. It's just there for you instead of having to navigate back to the web page. But I'm going to jump ahead to page 3. And again, all of this is the same information. So I'm going to walk through it, but only spend time on anything that might be a little bit different. So name, again, that's where you put if you're individual or your group. Please X, check. We're not that picky of however you want to indicate which one, if you're individual, team, or collective. Your address, the primary contact information, the artistic discipline that best describes you. Again, this is one where on the web application, it's a drop-down box and you can only select one. now that this is a Word, if you're doing the Word document and you've got all these options at your fingertips, please only select the best fit. So we still ask you to select one, because we won't know if you select 5 of these. We don't know which one is the best, like which one is the most you. So just mark one, again, check X, whatever you need to do there to just select one. Website and social media, again, you do not have to have one, any, all, whatever of these. We just ask that if you do have any of these that you enter them, or write them in for us. For things like Instagram, we don't need you to put like https:// we don't need the full web address. You can just put your handle. That is fine there. Same thing as in the web application, the open-ended, try to keep it, we can't word count you in a Word document, so try to keep it to 250 words or less about what art means to you and how does art heal. Scrolling is being challenging. We have our demographic information, again, with check boxes and open-ended responses. That is all the same as in the web application. These, if you can select all that apply, we let you know. So mark everything, please do mark everything that applies. And then if self-describing, there are boxes in which you can let us know. And then here is how we would handle the images for consideration. So first, we've got the sheet, we just walked through it. So again, the title of your piece. So using Ashley's example again, she had Black woman, medium, oil on canvas. If you have the size of the canvas, your brief description of what that is. Black woman is an oil canvas piece, whatever that brief 100-word or less description is for you. Location, where is the piece? Is it in your house? Is it somewhere else? When did you do the work? And then commissioning entity. Did you do it just for yourself? Did someone else commission it? That information exactly like we just went over for, again, up to 10 images. And then to actually get us the images, this says send copies of your images to grants@fundforthearts.org. However, I will make sure that the phone number is also up there for you if you need to work with me on getting another way those images to me. Just let me know. But if you want to do the email option, send copies of the images to grants@fundforthearts.org. And then the last thing should be the same expanding the network question. So this application, if you want to complete it on your computer, type it in, save it, and then email it, you can. If you want to print it, handwrite the fields and scan it, or take a photo of it and send it via email or snail mail or hand delivery. All of those are options. I'm flexible. And if you have any questions or issues doing one or any of the above, you can reach out to me directly, and I'm going to pull up that information. While my computer thinks about it, I'm going to leave that page up and then open it up to, oh goodness, questions. So does anyone have any questions about the application, the specifications, anything for me or Ashley or any of us?
Would you be against going through those slides again that you have up right there? I came in late.
Okay. Yeah, what I can do, Rihanna, is I can email you, or I can meet with you after this to go through all of them if you'd like. We are going to make this recording and the PowerPoint available.
Okay, cool.
oh, this is just a good point. Now that Rihanna is on here, I just want to mention that also that heavily, that we want it to be heavily visual arts, but if you are a poet and you want to collaborate with a visual artist, I encourage poets to apply as well, because I believe that public art in the form of poetry and words is also an extremely beautiful statement, and it's unexpected. And I think that, people read billboards and they're only saying, to buy something or to sell something or, to tell you, to do something. But it would be beautiful to have someone's words on a billboard, and that's something that we're making available that you can apply as well.
Yes, Brianna put up a heart reaction. I second that. That's a great point. Okay, well, if there are no more questions, again, grants@fundforthearts.org will come to me. Or if you want to give, that's my office number, direct office number, 502-882-8695. If you have any questions, if you want to set up a time to use a computer at the fund, or you need a hard copy of anything, whatever it is, that's my information right there directly. So utilize that. And with that, make sure I didn't miss anything else. I think that's it. So again, we'll get the PowerPoints up on the website, the ArtsHeal website, the PowerPoint and the recording. So if you do want to be contacted directly with that information, as soon as it's up, just drop your email or your phone number, whatever the best way to contact you is, in the chat, and I'll make sure you are notified directly that it's available. And if there is nothing else, Ashley, do you have any closing thoughts?
No, not at all. I think this went well, and I'm excited to see, what people are going to send in, and to see some new art from people that, we haven't seen their art before.
Absolutely. All right. Well, if that is all, let you all get to your Friday, and hopefully a great weekend. Thank you all for being here.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.